Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Process Podcast.
Welcome back to the Process Podcast. Hello, Ant.
Hello. How are you, Patrick?
I'm great, mate. How are you?
Great. I think it's probably the first time we've been in different countries doing this. Neither of us in Hong Kong at the moment.
On this podcast, yeah, but I mean, we've had
yeah.
FaceTimes.
Yeah, that's true. But still, yeah.
But still,
I'm doing well
everyone...
in a different time zone, mate. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm great. Yeah. I'm still, well, the last time I did a Zoom podcast was with Ed when I was in Dubai. I've now made my way back to the UK.
I've replaced you in Dubai.
Yeah, exactly. So talk to us. You're in Dubai at the moment. We won't go into that too much, but how are you finding it? How are you finding the weather compared to Hong Kong?
Well, I think, Hong Kong is actually going through an amazing patch of weather right now. It's like cool and it's amazingly sunny, clear blue skies. Obviously, Dubai, as you would expect, in the middle of a bloody sandpit, is pretty hot. Everyone said that, like, basically 4 days ago, it started turning it up again. So apparently it's been quite nice. Like, you can wear like joggers or a hoodie in the morning, and then you obviously whip it off in the middle of the day. But now everyone's like already trying to kind of seek shelter from the sun. It's pretty damn hot. Like, you're having to turn your car on 15 minutes before you get into it to blast the AC. But no, I mean, I'm loving it. It's nice. It's obviously a massive change of pace of life, but no, it's going well. Thank you.
It's funny because when I left, it was exactly as you described it, where it was like in the morning you needed a hoodie, and then by lunchtime you're like it was a little bit hot in the sunshine. And then the day after I left, my mate sent me a photo on his car temperature, and it was like 33. He was like, literally the day you left, it's just gone back to oven temperature.
Oh yeah, I actually checked the weather for tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure it's 37 degrees tomorrow.
Really? That's heinous.
Going to be quite hot. Yeah, there's
a little bit
36 degrees.
Yeah.
Will be
I remember when I was back in Kuwait, and in the summer there, it would hit up to 50 degrees.
Yeah,
and
mental.
We would take the assault bikes outside just to be like mental training. The stupidest thing, like major dehydration, potential heat stroke, especially being a ginge, like awful.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like we'd do like an hour assault bike, and just awful. Like to the point where if you took your hands for whatever reason off of the handles, or you like touched your knee, accidentally touched a bit of the metal part, it was literally like you were frying an egg.
3rd-degree burns. Yeah.
Awesome. Exactly. Yeah. So cool. Plan for today, we will have we'll talk about the Open, because that's just been and gone. Well, people should be, I guess it's dead,
wrapping it up in the next few hours.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what your training's looking like coming on to quarterfinals, and then we'll talk about why you're in Dubai for various reasons.
Awesome.
So good.
Looking forward to it.
So let's talk about Open for you this year. 3 workouts, same as last year. How did you find them?
Good. I think the approach I've taken to this year's Open, and compared to, I guess, the last 6 or 7 that I've done, is this is the first time I've really gone into it with no expectation, no pressure, no nothing, and not even the thought of doing the Open. It's more like, okay, I'm starting to move towards my competition prep. So quarterfinals, semifinals in the back of my mind the whole time. The Open is just a part of my training weekend. And that's been really nice. You know, I haven't looked at leaderboard apart from the one time that one of my old clients, Carolyn, messaged me saying, "Hey, I don't see you on the leaderboard over here from Canada." I was like, "Oh shit." So I checked it out, and my score hadn't been validated for whatever reason. I was like, "Oh God, like this Dubai trip is going to be a complete waste. My flights are a waste. My hotel's a waste." I was like, "How have I stuffed this up?" And just CrossFit basically, for whatever reason, hadn't validated it. So the morning of 22.2, my score then went onto the leaderboard. But no, honestly, it's been good fun. Personally, it's not a problem. It's just been like I said, do the workout and just get on with it, move on to the next workout. Basically practicing. I've been really out of practice with things like filming, introductions, weights, making sure I'm doing everything like a competition, because that's obviously going to be super important come quarters and possibly semis, if my semis are going to be online again or it's going to be in Korea, still like up in the air. That's unsure of. but yeah, no, it was good fun. It was a shame from a coach's point of view to be in the situation that we're in with Coastal, where we're basically having to just provide people with as much help and, whatever we can do from afar, either via Zoom or, whatever it might be. We set up outdoor pods, but we had to be 5 meters away from people. It's just very surreal when I'm thinking of it from the last 3 days I've been here in Dubai versus what I've just come from the last 3 years in Hong Kong. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I should be
Very
putting
different.
a mask on, just sitting here talking to you on the screen. It's completely, it's like night and day. But for the better, I guess. But no, it was a good experience. Thank you. I enjoyed the 3 tests. Enjoyed doing it once, and enjoyed getting on with my days, weeks, and just moving through it as, I guess, a little bit of prep now moving into the competition season.
Yeah. Let's go into each workout. So 22.1, that was wall walks, box jump overs, dumbbell snatch. How did you find that?
Yeah, it was good. I like the fact that they had some consistency doing the wall walk again. Not so sure about the standard of changing the wall walk for men and women. Obviously, there's some massive advantages to people. Some other people some big disadvantages. But yeah, good workout. It was fun, and just kind of like get your head down and just do it. Not much strategy involved there. Was the next one? The next one was deadlifts and bar facing burpees. Yeah, that was a good one. Nice little gut check for people. I think a lot of people saw it and they're like licking their lips at it. Only after looking at the actual workout do you realize you're doing 100 deadlifts and 100 bar facing burpees. So yeah, that was a good workout. That was fun.
Guess that's also more in your, I would say that's probably up there with a wheelhouse for you.
I guess so, yeah. But again, like, when people message you like, oh, this one's a good one for you, or like, oh, like, you're not going to enjoy this one. It's like, oh, well, like, it is what it is. It doesn't really matter. Like, I know there, of course, is always going to be some sort of emotional attachment to it. Like, oh shit, I really didn't want to see that. Or like, oh, you're like licking my lips, this sort of thing. But, always keep those cards close to your chest. You never want to be the one to go, oh yeah, this one's my jam. And then you're sitting on page 125 on the leaderboard and it's not great. But, yeah. So, so the deadlift one was good. That one was the only one I was like, maybe a little bit stressed out with, because that week the whole Coastal team got put into isolation, so we weren't allowed to leave our homes for 7 days. I had been doing them on a Friday, had to do that one on a Saturday morning instead, so just a little bit different. It chucked my routine out, and obviously I was training on a rooftop where it was like going into that really hot weather, so that was a challenge as well, doing that. Can't drop weights on the roof. There's a lot of movements that I can't do up there. So a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a speed bump, but the actual workout itself was, like I said, a bit of a gut check, but enjoyed it anyway. Did you try that one, Patrick?
I could have. No, I couldn't have done it. Wall walks would have been horrific on the wrist, which is better, by the way. I basically, classic me, I jumped 3 steps in the progression of like getting back to where I needed to be, and started doing barbell bench instead of like doing like accumulating FLR holds like consistently and doing dumbbell bench press first. So like halfway through doing some bench sets, I was like, this is a bad idea to just to try and like bash out 100 kg for 8 or something like that. So I was like, all right, I won't do that. So like the wrist was pretty sore afterwards. So I was like, oh, that tells me a lot. So I did started accumulating more FLR holds and doing dumbbell bench, and it feels a lot better.
Good to hear, Patrick. I'm looking forward to seeing you front squat and squat clean again, mate.
So no, I couldn't have done, I don't think I could do the wall walks now still, but deadlifts and burpees would have been okay. And then the thrusters, I mean, holding a front rack would have been pretty average.
True.
Wouldn't have been a good open.
I was gonna say, have you even tested it out at all, your extension position?
Yeah, I was literally doing it this morning actually. And it felt good. Obviously it's not like great to have a full grip on the bar, like I feel the pressure in there a little bit, but it's better than it was for sure. So we move.
Good to hear.
So then workout 3 for you, how's that?
Workout 3, I think that was the only one where I've actually walked away from it probably like more a little bit kind of just like I should have done a bit more in that workout. Got through it very comfortably, actually very much overpaced chose to break things where I definitely shouldn't have broken, but not for the necessity of breaking, but I thought this is going to get a little bit hard for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but also I versus come away being like, oh, you should have done better, should have done this. I come away with that with confidence. Like, yeah, okay. Like next time I know I have that in the bag. So yeah, that was good. I think as a reflection on the actual open, when I look back at the workouts, I'm quite surprised there's no heavy barbell in terms of like a max lift or a max complex of something. I guess they'll be testing that in the next 2 stages. But yeah, no, happy to get through it. I think that honestly, the thing I'm most happy to come through is I don't remember the last time I came through the open without an injury or without a niggle or without being like, holy shit, I've just done each workout 5 times. Like I'm absolutely spent now. And then basically having to pick up the pieces the next few weeks, whether it was regionals, super regionals, or now, sanctionals, quarterfinals. So yeah, I'm feeling good. And, I guess the timing of what I'm doing right now fits perfectly. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go for the next part of the season now.
Didn't you do the wall walk one last year? Didn't you do it 3 times or 4 times? Did you do it twice in a day?
Maybe 4 times.
4 times.
I can't even remember.
I'm pretty sure you did it twice in one day.
Because you
tripped on the dubs or something, and you're like, oh, I actually feel fine, so I'm just gonna do it again. I was like, what?
yeah, not so smart. I think so on that was my double unders were just a huge limiter for me. Also, I guess the wall walks was a movement I hadn't put much practice into. So over the last 12 months, I've definitely done a lot of wall walk practice,
a lot of double practice.
Unders, a lot of double under practice, and those have been feeling a lot better. I obviously hasn't been tested in a huge capacity over the last 3 workouts, but last year semifinals there was 600 double unders in a workout. The quarterfinals had a fair amount of shoulder fatigue with the handstand push-ups and dumbbell
push press,
shoulder to overhead. Yeah, so yeah, I'll be looking forward to hopefully being able to test those again in a high capacity format. But no, feeling good.
So what did you do? You said that you worked on your wall walks and your double unders over the year. Brief overview, what did that look like?
So after the semifinals last year, I immediately figured I can do 200 unbroken double unders on a good day. That's most people can, but at the expense of like a lot of energy, a lot of inefficiency, and probably feeling like I've done Fran by the end of it. So, the workout, whether it's 60 muscle ups, front right walking lunges with dumbbells, and then 600 double unders, it just completely ended me in a workout where I normally look at it and be like, this should be okay. Like I should be all right at this. It completely wiped me. So I reached out to a skipping coach via Travis Mayer. I know he's unbelievable at double unders, and he's always like harped on about it. He's like, oh, let's check Molly. I've always used her. She's great. I use her ropes all the time. And I was like, I don't need it. And, now I was like, I definitely need it. I need help. Someone please help me. Reached out to her and she's like, yep, you're a mess. You need to change everything you're doing. Like my hand was moving back and forth and up and down. Basically, she's like, I've never seen anyone skip like that. As efficient. I've never seen anyone skip as efficiently as you with such an inefficient skipping pattern. You're not jumping properly. I was like, but I think the jumping was actually due to my knee, which I'd blown up in December that last year.
Which then led to your calf blowing up.
All my calf issues, which were a nightmare as well. But that aside, I think my skipping anyway was just needed a lot of work. So went back, didn't do a double under for like 4 months, I think. I did a lot of single unders. I used a lot of beaded ropes. Just worked on my hand positioning, worked on being more relaxed, worked on my jump, and it was slow. It was monotonous. It was boring, but not boring to the extent where I could see progress and I was understanding it more. The first month was horrific. I was like, I can't do a single under. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I was like, this is shit. And I actually sacked her off for like a week, just like without telling her. Went back doing double unders. I was like, no, I can't do that. Come on. Like I've committed to it. Go back to it. And now I feel much better. So that's been really 12 months of work, to be honest. More 6 months of training and then 6 months of implementing my new style into my training, I guess. So that's been feeling really good. Wall walks, overhead position has always been a struggle of mine for sure. So that definitely would have had a part to play in a poor 21.1 score last year. So, people can just say, just do more wall walks and be fine. of course, you can do more wall walks, but you can also do a lot more isometric hold. You can do dumbbell work, barbell variance work. You know, there's a million different things you can do. Ended up doing a lot of inverted work, as strict handstand push-ups are also a weakness of mine. So been doing a load of inverted work. So actually the wall walks felt great in the workout. So yeah, I'm happy that's come through. And, you know, I've actually retested 21.1 as well. And that went great versus my last year's score. I basically gained 2.5 minutes of time, which is awesome.
Really?
On that, and felt fine doing it. And like, you know, when essentially I'm broken on the 210 double unders, tripped once or twice, but you know, I remember last year going like 10 stopping, 20 stopping, and I was like, fuck. So, you know, yeah, way better this year. So happy that I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, which is good.
Yeah, it's funny. Like talking about the skipping, I think 50% of the coaching staff at Coastal took themselves through that.
Yeah, it's been really cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I've never actually been on such a well, I think for everyone who's listening, her name is Molly Metz and her Instagram handle is jump and rope. She's great. You know, she's got it, of course it's templated, but her feedback was amazing. And her feedback was like, okay, you're doing this, go to this video on this program on this day, watch that will help you fix X, Y, and Z. And that was really helpful. And yeah, she was honestly really, really good. So I'm like more than happy to push as many people as I can down that route. Of course, I can coach the double under, but I don't have as much time as she does just doing double unders. You know, I feel like as a coach, like there's a lot of other things that I need to be doing as well, trying to help my athletes do X, Y, and Z. So she can just take care of that. That takes a lot of work off my plate, which may sound a bit lazy, but it's also, she's unbelievably good at it. She's a specialist in it. Why not work with the best person if you can? Yeah. So yeah, I'm stoked that so many people that are under our umbrella are now working with her, and she's done a great job.
And it upskilled all of us as well in terms of coaches and being able to coach the double under better. Like a lot of the time, it was like, oh, you know, well, your bound's a bit inefficient, or your piking, or your hand position's a bit wrong, or, you know, like a bit more general. And it'd be like, you just need to practice them more. And
well, it actually gave you like the like you said, it equipped you with the tools to actually help people. Like, okay, your bound sucks. My bound sucked. Okay, cool. Here's 5 drills, progressive drills that you can do to get you from A to B. And that's like, okay, cool. Before I was like, maybe just jump a bit more and like practice it a bit more. Now you actually got drills. So that's been really cool and good to see that come into fruition. Yeah.
If anyone is listening that thinks that their double unders do suck, we've actually got, Tammy's got broken down videos of everything from all the drills that she took from there on our process programming YouTube as well. So check that out. Yes. How was it doing? Like you said, like a sense of relief, just doing one and done, not having to worry about like recovering over the weekend to then try and do it again.
Yeah, not at all. That's been really nice. And just like I said, switch off my focus from the open workout Friday AM, get into the PM session, recover, repeat Saturday, Sunday, and then into my training week after that. So it's been really nice actually. And it's also been obviously great to watch other clients on the process programming do these workouts via Zoom. So like John T, one of our guys who's a compete athlete, he sent through, he's, oh bro, I'm gonna do the workout. Yeah, he's a cuzzy bro from New Zealand, if you didn't get that from my great accent. He's like, oh yeah bro, I'm gonna do it. Any tips? I was like, oh, just send me a Zoom link. And just send me a Zoom link and I'll watch you, and I'll watch your warm up, and like I'll see how you go, and I'll shout some things out to you. And he sent me the link. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to send this to the entire Coastal Fitness community. So I basically sent the link, and then it'd been like 20 people on the thing. And like, you know, it was awesome. Everyone was like cheering him on, yelling at him. And then other people went straight after. People stuck around. It was like the first time I've had any interaction with people who aren't in my immediate circle in the last like 3, 4, 5 weeks. And then it just became a thing. Like all us coaches Zoomed our own workout so everyone else could watch. And it was really cool to do that. So yeah, that was a really cool part, although obviously not as good as being in person with people. It was still pretty cool to get involved with that.
So talk to us a little bit about what Coastal has been through then with the situation in Hong Kong. What's been going on?
So we got closed essentially 3 months ago, and we've been told we're going to still be closed until April 20th. No questions asked. On April 20th, we are awaiting a new government review, whether we get opened or told to remain closed. So in the meantime, we are still doing as much as we can. We've basically moved everything online just to not risk anything. So we did have a little hiccup. Like I said before, we all got put into isolation because 3 of our staff did catch Omicron. And that obviously freaked a few people out, whether clients and staff. So we all ended up just isolating ourselves. And, you know, with that in mind, like, we understand that people have paid their money and they wanted the CrossFit Open. They've worked all year for it. So we ended up basically setting up what we called outdoor pods. The rules in Hong Kong, you can only have 2 people at a time within a certain distance from each other. So it would be one judge and it would be the athlete. We'd set everything up, spray bottles, disinfectant bottles, cloths, all this sort of stuff, things all set up as you can imagine. And we're stood there with masks on. Athletes are stood there with masks on. We got cameras all set up for everyone. But, you know, people still came and people did the workout, and it was actually really cool to see people kind of picking themselves up and fending for themselves and doing a great job of it. 22.3 obviously proved to be the biggest struggle, having to have a pull-up bar in the middle of just a flat piece of ground. We managed to bring one of our standalone rigs outside and put a pull-up bar, and the community was great. We had a few people from other gyms around Hong Kong also come in, which was really cool to see. And yeah, I think people are just very grateful that they can still do that. And, you know, we're very grateful as a company that people are still there supporting us as well. And they haven't forgotten about us over the last 3 months. So just fingers crossed that we do get to open on April 20th. And hopefully you can also make your way back to Hong Kong, Patrick.
We'll see about that. I mean, it's just crazy to be kind of like going back again to, or even reverting back to what we're doing now compared to, you know, I mean, the rest of the world opening up again. But how did you find it personally?
Coming to Dubai, you mean?
Well, but even before that, when we were operating as normal at Christmas, and then.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's challenging. It's challenging. It's frustrating when you're seeing the rest of the world open up and your friends are moving on with it and your families overseas are moving on with it and every other country seems to be moving on with it. And you're like, you know, you're racking your brain as to why is Hong Kong doing this? But, you know, at the same time, you know, it is what it is. And I can't throw my hands up in the air and complain about it and bitch and moan about it. So, yes, it's not the best thing in the world. I'd much rather have an open gym and be running our business and have all our clients in there. But, you know, we've done so much. We basically, our goal is now to add as much value as we can to our process programming subscribers, to our process programming affiliates, to our coastal fitness clients and staff as well. So like, that's been a challenge, but a great challenge in itself as well. You know, the team has really come together. We've made sure we continue with our team meetings, make sure that we continue to hammer home at things that we know keeps people happy, we know brings people together. And honestly, like, yes, it's a challenge, but it's been, without sounding ridiculous, it's a welcome challenge as well. Like, it's been enjoyable trying to navigate it, apart from when we get shut down again and again and again. That's always a bit of a knife in the back. But otherwise, honestly, it's been okay. It's been all right.
I think it's like that. It's when you have the restrictions or whatever's put in place, and then you start to move out of it, you're like, okay, and you like the sense of hope builds up again. You're like, okay, it's going to be okay, we're going to move out of this, it's going to be fine. And then it's like just another setback and another setback. But it's about being able to like pull yourself out of the negative thoughts of like, oh, we're never gonna get out of this, and just be like, okay, well, this is the new normal. We've got to go from this baseline point again.
Yeah, which is just another obstacle, I guess. You just got to get past. And like you said, you know, getting pinned back every single time can be a, you know, it's very disheartening sometimes. You know, obviously
slow blink.
you've obviously you've suffered probably the most out of all of us, you know, financially and just, I guess, time wise as well. But you know, hopefully things are on the
so with that, then I guess we should naturally move on to why you are in Dubai. Why is this?
So with the quarterfinals and the semifinals, of course, coming up, assuming that I made either one of those at the time, I essentially took the decision, because we are closed until April 20th. I took the decision to try and relocate myself to somewhere which has claimed that it's going to live with COVID and it's just going to stay open. So my choices were Singapore, Thailand, and Dubai. For various reasons, I ended up choosing Dubai. So basically what I'm doing is what I was doing in Hong Kong, just in a different country. I couldn't do any physical work with people really at the gym at all. So everything is, like I said, moved online. So I'm taking my work from Hong Kong, uprooted it, and just plonked myself in Dubai. I'm still going to be working. I've got clients over Zoom. I've got all my online work that I do. I have the online work, the process programming, and my personal clients. So honestly, like it's not much different. Obviously, the thing that is the biggest factor here is that now I have access to gyms, and they're not going to be closed at the drop of a hat sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm very confident with that. I have a great training environment here. I have people in the gym, which we haven't had for like 3 months. So that's been really nice. There's also a competitive environment here. There's a lot of athletes who are pushing to do the quarters and the semifinals. So I'm looking forward to kind of jumping in head first. I've been on a bit of a deload for the last few weeks, and I've been like, scratching,
itching to go.
Okay, I really want to go.
Yeah.
Just holding back a couple more days, and tomorrow will be the first session back doing any sort of lifting or anything like that. So it's been nice. And I think if they ever even listen to this podcast, I've got to say thank you to the people who've really helped me. I think Jake and Karen, a couple out here, Jake's only just moved out here recently. Karen Balbaki's been out here for ages, but they've been amazing. He's picked me up from everywhere I go, and can I do this for you? Can I do that for you? And it's like absolute legend. So it's made my transition over here really, really easy and really comfortable. I honestly already feel pretty settled. The fact that I've got a laptop set up here with a nice microphone ready to go. Normally I'd just be probably propped up in bed, laptop right in my face. And, I'm feeling really good. I'm cooking my own dinners every single night, making my own breakfast every morning, lunches already slipping them in on Deliveroo. And I think it's called Talabat.
You haven't got Talabat. Yeah. Talabat's the boy.
Yeah, I've been loving it so far. I'm just I am a little bit worried about this heat going up. I was a bit alarmed when I saw 37 degrees, and everyone's like, "Yep, it's only going to get hotter the next few weeks." Like, Jesus,
you have to up those electrolytes for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like I just whenever I go overseas, I lose a concept of currency and money, and I see like 10 dirhams. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Here, just take it. And then I'm like, oh shit, I've actually got none of those notes left in my wallet anymore. I've got to be a little bit cautious of how I go spending all my money over here, because naturally I'm not working as much, so financially a little bit strapped. But like I said, again, people have been very, very, very welcoming and amazing to offer help and let me come into gyms where I can and working around their schedule. Like, really, really thank you to everyone. It's been awesome.
So are you basing yourself in one gym, or are you just kind of being a slut and going everywhere?
Not been a slut, Patrick, but I will be definitely kind of poking my nose into the gyms that I want to go to and see which ones can kind of suit me best for the quarterfinals. And I think even more importantly than after that, the semifinals, if the semifinals are going to be in Dubai for me or online, or if I can travel to South Korea, then obviously I'll go over there. But no, I've been to Base, I've been to Fit Republic, and I've been to CrossFit Goliath. I would definitely like to check out Inner Fight. I would like to stick my nose in there. And there's a few other gyms that I actually had never heard of, but people have reached out over social media and said, come down here. We have ropes, GHDs, all these sort of things, that we need for the quarterfinals. So we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Jake, if you talk Jake, I think he trains at Goliath, isn't he?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
So that would probably be a good. I've had a couple of back and forwards with him. I know that he's enjoying his training environment out there at the moment, so that'd probably be. Yeah.
I mean, I was watching it this morning. Goliath was a complete mess in their open gym. It was a very organized, chaotic scene. Everyone knew what they were doing, but it was just like you walk in and there's 1,000 people slamming bars, doing pull-ups, doing 22.3, PTs in the back, group training sessions in the back, blenders, coffee machines going. Like, it's all very controlled, but it's just like a lot of shit going on. It's like overloaded stimulus. But that's all. I was also like, this is sick. I haven't seen this in so long. This is amazing. I want to get in there. I want to get involved. And I just ended up judging people doing 22.3.
Actually judging, or just like from afar, I'm judging?
No, not like not emotionally and like psychologically judging people, like physically.
Actually, physically writing their score down.
So that was cool though. Like I guess I'm helping out because they're doing me a solid to let me in there anyway. So all I can do is help the community out where I can.
Yeah. Did you when you went to Q8 for competitions, did you ever go to Megabox?
I never went to Megabox. No, Circuit Plus. I only went to the one which is in a massive business tower. Yeah. And I almost got killed for walking into a female-only floor.
I was going to say, like, I don't know in terms of square footage if Alliath is bigger than Megabox, because Megabox
would not be. No, seeing the photos, no, Megabox is bigger.
Okay, well, because Alliath looks massive from Instagram, but Megabox is huge.
Yeah, like Megabox was an old IKEA store, so it couldn't. Yeah, there's no way
you could do. I didn't know that you could do 400-meter repeats in there, probably.
Yeah, genuinely, yeah, you definitely could. I mean, honestly, the most impressive one I've been to so far is Fit Republic. Like, there's 2 and not like 10 to 12 lane 25-meter pools back to back, which I think you can sink down to make into a 50-meter pool. Alongside that, they've got like kickboxing rings and stuff like that, boxing rings. And then they got a whole CrossFit area. Then they have a whole bodybuilding area. Then they got a CrossFit outdoor area. Then upstairs, they got entire gymnastic floor. And like when I went up there, it was like 100 kids like running around doing like a sick gymnastic routines. It was awesome to see. There's like real high rings and specialist coaches for everything. And I think that was the most impressive one that I've seen so far in terms of space and service offering. It was really cool.
It's a big facility. One of my friends he doesn't work there anymore, but he used to work there. He's moved to another gym in Dubai, but he used to work as a weightlifting coach and a powerlifting coach in Fit Republic. And it was, it's large.
Yes, very large.
But what else is going on with you in Dubai in terms of like routines and stuff? How are you settling in? You said you feel quite settled. Like
I really feel
4
quite
hours
settled.
Time difference.
Yeah, so 4 hours from Hong Kong. Is it 4 hours to you and I as well? Right
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm feeling good. I'm looking forward to still being a part of the team conversations at Coastal and the process programming, trying to get onto all the meetings, doing this sort of stuff as much as I can. Basically trying to live a normal life without being ridiculous when I'm over here. Like I said, I can't be spending much money because I don't have much money. So a lot of times going to be spending here, buying food from supermarkets, cooking in my own kitchen area. Like I said, I'll probably get a rental car because transport will start to rack up over time. So the actual cars themselves are not too expensive to get out here. So I'll probably get that to get me around. Everything just seems 15 to 25 minutes away wherever you go.
You do need a car, really.
Yeah, for sure. And then I'll be trying to plot around as well, Dubai, and I'll be working with some of the athletes who we have out here who are on the process programming. Like Jake's going back on the process program. I know David, who's one of our athletes, will be pushing for the semifinals as well at Fit Republic. He'll be out here. So I'll be doing some training with these guys as well. Hopefully just training as athletes, but also if I can help as a coach and they want my feedback, I'll for sure chip in my 2 cents when I can. If there are any affiliates out here that do want to work with us at the process programming, I'd love to like stick my head in there and be a mentor as much as I can and just give some information and give some poke people in the right direction, really. But honestly, I'm just really excited to be here. It's only been day 3 and I feel like I've been here for weeks already. So I'm excited to kind of put my foot down and get into my training over the next few days now.
Talk about that, about going and working with affiliates then. So what we have an affiliate program at Process, so just like elaborate on that a little bit, what that entails.
So I guess the affiliate program is our program that we run with all of our gyms, which is we offer a live, perform, and compete, which is 3 different levels, not necessarily a bad level, medium level, and good level. It's 3 very different goals for very different people who are on each program. The compete program being for people who want to strive to get to the quarterfinals. We have the perform program, who are people who want to peak for the CrossFit Open. And we have the live program for people who want to basically be stronger, fitter, sexier, look good naked, and be healthy. And longevity is a goal for really all 3 of them at the same time. So what we try and do is we implement that program that we write on a weekly basis. We try and implement that into affiliates across the world. So, we have obviously Coastal in Hong Kong. We have a few in Indonesia, Jakarta. We also have one in Korea. We have one in New Zealand. So we're we're growing slowly, and it's been great. We mentor all the head coaches and all the coaches if they want to. But we try and mentor all of them. We do the back end side of things. So, we go through the actual business structures as well, how to make the business as successful as possible. And we have, daily, weekly contact with these people and these affiliates and these head coaches and these owners, which kind of brings us all together. It's been honestly really fun. So I'm hoping to be able to do some of that out here as well. If there's any inquiries, I'll pop my head into those affiliates, or, people always ask, what do you do? What program do you do? And then it's like, oh, okay, well, how does it run? Live, perform, compete. Oh, cool. Talk to me about that. So yeah, it's something that I do feel quite passionate about and I do enjoy doing. So if there is anyone out here in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, or is it 7 Emirates out here? 7, isn't it? Come on, you should know. You lived out here before, mate.
I don't know.
I believe there is. I believe there is.
Yeah.
Then yeah, obviously reach out, and I'd love to come and help and plonk my head into your gym.
Yeah, I think it's so yeah, obviously the same program that we deliver to our online athletes, the same program that you're following is the same program that they get in their affiliate. The only difference being is that they get a weekly mentorship call that allows them to be able to understand how to coach it. It's not just a case of this is the program, off you go. We, within those calls, Ed or you or whoever is leading the mentorship meeting, will talk about what's coming up in the program, why the intention behind everything is there, how to coach it, how to navigate it. And then on top of that, like you said, you've got all the backroom work of how can we optimize your business? Are you struggling with anything at the moment? How your coach is doing? What can we help in terms of development with them? Like, we've got other programs that they have access to, like the Live 30. They've got Barbell Club access to as well. So, there's a lot comes with that affiliate package.
For sure, it does. Yeah, and it's cool to see that. I think a lot of people kind of naturally gravitate towards the process programming because we do really, really try and invest in people with sustainability and longevity being the goal. Too often in this sport, do people blow their shoulders out, blow their whatever it might be out just because they try to do too much too soon. Yeah. And the goal for us is to get people to enjoy this ridiculous sport that we call, like our number one sport, and we all grow to love, whether it's like you're vomiting into a bucket or, fist bumping someone who's just done their first ever bar muscle, whatever it might be. Like, we want people to be able to do that for longer and enjoy that for the rest of their life versus 1 to 2 years of hard out CrossFit. Okay, cool. I've done my shoulder. I'm not doing that again. I'll move on to something else. We want people to actually be able to enjoy it. So I think that's one of the big goals of the process programming.
Yeah, I think it's exactly that, isn't it? Where we want, that's something that is a separator from us to some other online programmings, specifically within competitive CrossFit, where it's that old ideology of like more volume equals better, and that's not the case. It's about creating it. Like, it's almost essentially minimum effective dose, isn't it? It's like, how little can we give you to allow you to have the maximum potential output from it? Because it's not about how much can we give you for you to get something out of it. It's how little can we give you so that you're less prone to injury, you're less prone to burnout, stress, etc. And like you said,
life as well.
Yeah, exactly. So if you are listening and you are, whether you're in Dubai or not, and you are interested in doing the affiliate program, reach out to one of us and we can steer you in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
Socially, what's going on with you in Dubai? I know you haven't got loads of cash, so you might be limited. But have you got any plans while you're there?
Well, I'm a bit of a hermit anyway. Let's be honest. I don't really spend much time.
You love your routine. Love a bedtime routine.
Yeah, I do love my routine. And I think it's important. I'm coming out here to do a job. The number one job is to be an athlete, and I take that very seriously. So I will be, this is probably the latest I'm ever going to be up now at 9:15 p.m. Patrick. That is an hour.
that's a dig.
An hour after my bedtime.
Yeah, sorry.
So thank you very much. No problem. But honestly, I think socially, most of my socializing is going to be done in the gym anyway. That's where you meet people, and that's where you network, and that's where I mean, I don't know about other people, but I make a lot of my good friends via these connections of competing, training, and just being around people constantly. Whether they they hate me by the end of it because I'm an annoying asshole, or they're like, oh, this guy's actually a really nice bloke and I want to spend more time with him. I think most CrossFitters are the same. They train really hard and they're very, very, very antisocial. And it comes like rest day. They're like, okay, let's do something on a rest day. And then you spend a few hours like, okay, that's enough. Back home I go. So honestly, socially, I'm not going to be doing too much. Nothing too crazy. I'll definitely be out in the sunshine for at least 20 to 60 minutes, maybe 90 minutes a day.
Probably
yeah, I'll definitely keep up my routines, my recovery routines. I know they have saunas and stuff in these buildings, so I'll definitely be using those as well. And yeah, like I said, some of the gyms have got unbelievable facilities, so I'll definitely be making use of those as much as I can, whilst the food around here is not too shabby either, so I've been cooking some nice food and just spending a bit more time doing that. Time honestly flies. Like each day I'm waking up and I'm like, oh shit, I feel like I've just woken up. Now I'm going straight back to bed. I'm losing my days already. So I'm looking forward to making sure I can make this time over here as valuable as possible.
Yeah, nice. Do I have access to a cold plunge out there?
No, I would like one actually. It'd be very nice. It's very hot out here.
Yeah,
I'm sure I could find one somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Unfortunately, the water is very warm and very salty in the Dubai beaches. No offense, people from Dubai, your beaches aren't amazing. They ain't no Hong Kong beaches.
Jeez, mate, yeah, slating Dubai over here.
I had a lovely time when I was out there for my 2-week holiday that I just had to turn around and go back home. I would advise going if you can go out towards the desert. If you've got an evening where you haven't just destroyed yourself on a second session, get your car out, get someone to take you out, and go watch the sunset in the desert. So me and my mate drove out there. You can buy firewood on the side of the road, and just bought some firewood, lit a fire, brought his grill out from his oven, chucked some lamb koftas on there and some wraps. It was really good.
Nice. I would advise. I'll be doing that for sure on a rest day though, only. I don't socialize in the week.
Maybe get yourself up the Burj.
Twice done, mate. Tick that box already. Thank you very much.
Okay, so okay. Sorry about that. That's all I've got in terms of suggestions.
Yeah. Nice. I wouldn't actually mind going out to the desert and doing some like dune buggying and quad biking. I get some enjoyment out of that, but it might be a bit hot now, so we'll see.
Yeah, it might be okay. The other thing I was looking at was sandboarding, which I didn't do for whatever reason, but so obviously sandboarding instead of snowboarding. So you go, they take you in Land Rovers up to the peak of the dune, and then you snowboard down it. Looks sick, but
I've actually done it before.
Have you? I was like, oh, sorry.
So you're like, this is amazing. I'm just telling him something that he's never heard of before. I can't remember where I did it. Maybe I did it in Dubai. Maybe when I was much younger. It's hard though. It's very different to snowboarding. It's hard to actually control the board when you're sandboarding. It just gets stuck in the thing. You just go down.
No, me, like as I was doing it, I was like, I'll find a way to like tear both ACLs or like jump off a waterfall again or something like that.
Let's hope that doesn't happen again, Patrick.
Yeah, we'll see. And this has been fantastic. Thanks for coming on. And
no problem.
Good luck with quarterfinals as and when they happen. When are quarterfinals?
Quarterfinals is not this week, it's the week after. And then my semifinals, touch wood I make it, will be June 3rd to 5th, hopefully in South Korea.
It's pretty rapid turnaround from open to quarters, isn't it? It's fast.
Yeah, because then they got all the age groups and masters after that. So they need to kind of squish it all together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. All right, mate. Well, we'll let you go to bed.
Thank you.
And we'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, Patrick.
Thanks for listening, guys.